Beginning of the photo coverage of Frau Fester's visit to Galena.
Is that filming? No.
This is taping right now. So this is, and you have a tree growing out of your head.
Yeah. Now stop, yeah.
So this is Easter Sunday, 1983. Yeah. Let's give the people a view of the, you know what, I had the color balance for indoor light on. I just changed it.
Very nice up here.
Let's see here. We'll swing around.
Right on. Are you warm enough?
Mm-hmm.
Cotton shirt?
This is the Grant home. Yeah, well, the Grant home is one of several things to see here.
That's a tricky thing, what you're doing. You're not turning anything, no?
Well, I'm zooming the lens. The president, but
1865, 68.
This, of course, is the Victoriana.
I think these are real petroleum lamps there, no?
And of course, there's a picture of the general.
Especially made for the daughter's wedding in China. 1874.
That would have been when he was in.
Nice home in here.
Okay. And the bookcase.
Nice.
Have you ever gone to Monticello?
No.
When you were in Washington before?
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
Jefferson's house?
Yeah, Jefferson's house. Yes, we have another house. Look at that stove.
So I'm just filming in here to get his nightstand.
Look, Mike, is this a spittoon or what? So she died only 1922. Let's see there, huh?
Well, just a second, I'll take a look.
Unusual wallpaper there.
I would assume that's a sewing machine.
And is that for tea, probably? Yeah. And Nellie Ellen Gunn.
His wife's name was Julia Dent, and she was from St. Louis.
Toilet at that time?
Not indoor.
Not
no.
indoors either.
No, it would have been outdoors. That's why they had the chamber pot.
And these bed chambers, they had little cabinets, you know, where you put them in.
Oh, that you put the pot inside?
Yeah. Nachttisch, ne?
Nachttisch, yeah.
Is it light enough here, or do you have a...
Well, it's the little red light is on that says I have low light conditions, so that when we see this on the television, the colors won't be very good.
And the stairs are steep.
See here, I'll try and take a picture of the kitchen as we walk down the stairs.
Oh, is that nice? Isn't that nice, that stove?
My grandmother used to have one
You
not...
not seen that? What is buckwheat?
Buckwheat, that's a type of wheat that is a little coarser than the... Sounds like his taste wasn't very good, huh?
Many stoves. Very nice.
Oh, God
So it's
bless
about
our...
100 years ago that they left.
Frederick, his son, presented it to Green as a gift from the heirs of the Grant estate. And then
I think they have done, put that up there nicely, huh?
I didn't hear it.
Sure, go ahead. I think I'll do the same.
It was. It's interesting. You would think they had 3 girls instead of 3 boys.
You just want me to drive lights?
Just,
Where do you want me to turn down?
it helps, Bridget. It really helps. It's all right. Yeah, that's just fine.
That go around is even nicer, isn't it?
I'll get my purse and the sandwich box out of the way. You're in your coat, so you know.
I get in again.
Bridget, what did you get?
Not
Easter biscuits with
Yeah.
candy and jelly beans.
Why don't you hold them up so that we can see?
Patrick's.
Yeah. See it?
Uh-huh.
Jelly beans.
Why don't you look at the camera?
Nice.
Gonna be special.
Here's yours,
Oh,
Patrick. Go
too
at it.
bad.
Go at it.
Yeah, I know it's broken. Let's see, what is that? Mine isn't.
Little chickie.
Yeah, let's see, where's oh yeah.
Jelly beans.
Down, Heidi, down.
Can we help you with anything?
No,
Oh.
I'm still just trying to get a
Down,
hold of this
Heidi.
gal that has
Down,
the
boy,
thing.
down,
That's
down.
why I'm out
Down,
here.
Heidi, down.
I have something for you
She and her
behind my
husband.
bag.
Good, Heidi.
I can just run around.
Here, here.
Well,
Here,
she's
here,
tied
here.
up on the phone.
Okay. But her husband.
Goody, Buddha.
Jetzt zum
Ja,
Beispiel geht das
Aber
los.
gestern Abend war noch nicht, oder? Wie ich gesprochen habe, hat man nicht gehört.
Aber diese, jetzt werden Sie hören, was Sie gesagt
So.
haben.
Aha. Aha. Nicht so nah, gell? Soll ich mal davor gehen? Ja, dass ich was
Okay,
gesehen
gut, ja.
habe? Ja. Bin ich um?
Okay, gut.
Wir haben sie noch nie gefilmt, weil sie den Apparat noch nicht hatten, ne?
Genau.
340, 50, 75, 213.79.
Check that out for a minute, yeah?
Okay.
Linden have an airport?
Yes,
Yes?
it has an airport, and basically you fly from here to Chicago,
Chicago and then change.
and then west to Cedar Rapids, I think, and places like. Ja,
Ungefähr.
leicht. 10 bis 11,
Ja.
12 ja. Kilometer.
Kommt das raus mit diesem Dunst? Aber das Wetter ist viel besser. Wir werden Sonne
werden-
haben da unten.
Hoffentlich, ja. Und wir. So, hier ist.
Sehr schön. Ah, das ist worthwhile seeing. Das ist das Schönste, was Sie mir hier gezeigt haben. Haben Sie gehört, Mike?
You got my name right here.
Oh, yeah.
Mm. So.
Wait for me.
Gosh, this is a small house, huh? And this is Chloe, Tom Sawyer's fence. You have nothing, put your hood on your... Come on, you're getting wet. Good. I have only one.
too bad. Okay. Too bad it's flooded.
Quite a bit.
How come those are like that in that store?
And it's in the cellars.
Dad, can I go across?
Where did you buy that?
Yeah,
Here's Sandra Patrick's
I want to
gonna
go
find it.
across. I want to go across. I want to
Is
go
that a
across.
real person in the window? No, it's a dummy.
Hickory stick.
Oh, man, I went through the water.
She's up to anything. Antique chair. This is a nice house. And there's a girl watching you. You see?
Uh-huh. Get a detail of the cornice up there.
Those boys living here and don't know where Mark Twain's house is. It's unbelievable, huh?
No, they told me. They said over 2 blocks and then go down.
I see. Why don't you put your hood on? Your hair will get completely wet. Filming, up at Eagles Point. Have you been there where his parents are living?
No, I
No,
haven't,
clean.
no.
Well, you see, they're very nice. Yeah.
And a lot of it.
Yeah.
Hi.
But the surroundings here are beautiful too, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
If the sun comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, spring. Have you ever been to St. Louis before?
No, I've never been
Okay.
south at all, except on the other side in Washington.
Oh, Washington,
Yeah,
D.C.
D.C.
The furthest east you've been.
Yeah, I was on
I
the
see.
Edith Exchange.
Did Bridget
I
change her
see.
mind? She is not going to dinner. She
Thank you
prefers
so
the
much.
she's not
for
hungry.
coming.
She declines dinner?
Well,
Yeah.
that's
She said she
Yeah.
prefers burgers.
Oh, did she say
Do you want to start?
She
Lisa,
said
do you
that?
want to start?
Yeah.
Go
What
ahead.
did Bridget say?
Huh? She's not hungry. She prefers the play.
She said she wanted a blueberry muffin.
Is that right?
Oh, listen, she had a stomachache until
Yeah.
Mike got some
And she
licorice
told
out.
me she has pancakes for breakfast.
Listen, I'll.
Be careful, he's filming you.
Okay.
Oh,
She does
that's a good idea.
She does sometimes, but.
And on Saturday and
How
Sunday.
nice, you had a lot of work and
So here we are in St. Genevieve, Missouri, which is also suffering from flooding.
that's really something. Are these daffodils? You call these daffodils? Oh, you put it for him, or you put this underneath?
We have to put it around.
Oh, I see. Somebody should film you, that's a picture. Hello. How are you, man?
Well, of course they can rebuild it, but it would cost a lot of money.
Probably. Well, but to tear down a house is expensive too.
Well, I would assume that the only reason for rebuilding
There's
it
still
would be
a
the...
smell in the air. I think it's burnt. With a ladder. I'm lucky on ladders now since I broke my arm on that. Yeah. Couldn't be much more on there, would it?
filming her climbing over the fence, are you? Oh.
And, that's how what my ladder did.
Well, she's got a head.
I think we,
Again with that little hip on it.
The grandmother, who was the daughter of
she
Moses,
thought we could climb that ladder with the,
and
with this.
she's
Oh, no, 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 I'm sure not.
sisters of Loretta, who had a conflict there, but he's a separate story. There was
I can't believe it. It was just over the...
How many years ago was it?
I never was here.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh. That business is lost already.
The iris is...
Oh,
Oh, look at this.
what is that?
Well, it's a kind of...
Fir? No.
Yeah,
Cedar?
evergreen. I don't know what kind.
Do you know what that is, Mike, here?
The tree?
Yeah?
No, I couldn't say what it is.
It's
Bürgermeister.
a southern tree.
Yeah.
How nice that is here.
Oh, it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the different trees and the different
Yeah.
foliage.
It's a southern landscape.
Climate, yeah.
I want to know
Even
how these
looks
trees are called. I wonder whether he knows.
What?
You want to wave for the audience?
Was I?
You want to wave? I'm taking your picture.
Oh, I thought you were taking a video of the hat.
Well, I'll do both.
Why don't you go closer?
It's going to the trees. No, I don't see any oak trees around.
This is lovely, isn't it?
And where?
Limite à des rivières.
Look at the...
Then I will be filmed.
Well, you have to get this
Yeah, a few. But there's lots
This
of
one
them.
doesn't have very few. This one doesn't really.
And you have it as far north
Over
as
here.
St. Louis?
Yes, yes, but not in Chicago. I've never seen them in Chicago.
Hey.
And they come in cheap, too. Maybe by the time we get back to San Francisco. And if they are, we might be taking to some beautiful areas over there. There's some dates.
I'm taking a picture of your pretty dress.
Oh, no. Put my black pocketbook slung over my shoulder?
Well, sure.
That's not.
Today is Friday, the 8th of April, 1983. We're in Natchez, Mississippi. We're at Natchez Under the Hill.
Yellow and sort of
Lilies, hello, good morning.
I'm not on the thing. There's good ships in boats on it. See that?
The reason I use the pocket is because we all wear glasses, you see, and when we get ready to go on
Yeah,
stage,
you
we
see?
have a little place to put our
Sweet.
All right, now
How
let's...
it changes a person in a minute, yeah.
Yes. There you go. Now let's see, you curtsy, I'll show you how to curtsy one since he's getting you. You smack it. Royalty puts that.
Can we try another curtsy here?
She tries the whole knicks, you know.
Yeah.
Never put your head down.
No,
But let's
well,
always go
first,
say,
oh,
there you go.
that means go.
Bucky, you cool?
Four.
We got the thing sticking up and smoke came out of
Uh-huh.
it. Let's go hit that place.
Oh, he was gonna hit us. Oh my.
Hey, Buck? Buck? Buck, you want to be on television?
Oil well things.
These columns are good.
Do they get much oil? Do they put
But I was so afraid yesterday this would go that I had the iron moved. And I had the big
dear.
urns
Gee.
that were up on here. I had to move because I was afraid that.
Well, can you have somebody come in and inspect it
What they're
and,
gonna,
and tell you
what
if
they're
it's
gonna
safe?
do now
How
is that they're
safe it
gonna
is?
move the fence back
Move the fence
to
back.
here.
Grandchild or something?
She has 10 grandchildren. I'll have to talk to my mother and see, remember what.
But how old would she be?
Well, I couldn't, it was hard to tell.
Between 50 and 60, even?
Maybe
But
like
I mean, she
48.
had such a belly that I
She
thought
was-
she was pregnant.
Oh, I thought so too. But don't say it too loud.
No, yeah, they have to be checked.
Well, she can. Tell me when to go. I don't see a lot of redbud down here. You know, I see dogwood.
So this is the parsonage we're looking at.
This view on the river is nice. Is that money you pay for?
Yes, I think we might as well. So here is Rosalie, which we are about to view. Club.
Oh, I
This
see.
is,
I think all of them are.
are they? A private women's club keeps different ones, or?
No, I think they're the ones who... Well, we can ask when we get in there.
Yeah. Long enough that the local
Grant to the society. 10,000 or 10 million?
Okay, anytime. Who shall I say is playing?
Doris.
Doris? Okay, we'll get the backlight on.
From Dallas.
Doris from Dallas, huh?
Play. keeping us
They were
warm.
with shoes. Why not? To keep that up with no electricity and no furnaces. What here in the south is the cold.
Well, she said, well,
I think it is. It looks like it. I didn't look at the label.
Oh my God, you don't take me, do you? You're careful with your colors now?
Well, I've tried. I did the
tried.
color balance. So now we swing around.
From St. Peter's in Rome. They have that little lane.
Now the building that you see in front is the old library,
Oh, I see.
and that was the Cabildo in New Orleans that we saw a couple days ago is what that was supposedly inspired by.
Oh, I see. Nice.
And let's see here.
Then I know that all in front of the building. These young ones running around with these radio in their ears.
Uh-huh. Always have to be wired in. Now the modern structure right here
Yeah.
is a place where they can hold political rallies.
Maths professor.
Well, they have the faculty club, which is
Oh,
across
I see,
the
the
street.
faculty, yeah. Look at that doggy. Is he fixed to that tree? Probably. You're so good. Yes, you're not.
Yeah, he's waiting for his master to get out of class, probably.
But they are like
What do you want to say to the West Coast audience?
What was Coast on?
What are you taking?
Dürfen Sie in der Galerie? Dürfen Sie sicher nicht. Und Ihre Schwiegermutter gestern war die irgendwie, gestern Abend hat sie eine religiöse Gruppe da.
There's Mark McDonald.
That's a half-inch tape?
Half-inch tape. That's why there's Kriegsschiff, Mississippi.
Aber das ist die Rückfront, ne? Ja. Nein, die Seite. No. Ours don't get so big, you know? Somebody's still living in there?
Supposedly most of these houses are lived in. Okay, you can go ahead, Lisa. Turn left at the next corner.
Glen Auburn. Your brother died from what?
Yes, again, the funny windows in the
Okay, stop here.
out? Is it steaming too much from the back? Yeah? Not anything hot? Okay, see that please. I think he has the tickets, doesn't he? The fair came from London. He looked to the Conrad. You know that fair with the...
This is our youth chair, a youth chair. And our youth chair did serve throughout the three generations of children, excuse me. And it is believed to have the same original cane bottom. That's amazing. Don't make them like that. At the end of the room, we have the linen press. This was where clothes were kept. In the early days, the homes did not have closets as we do in our homes today. Beneath the window, you will see little doll furniture that. In the secretary, to our left over here, we have books and medicines that were used by Dr. Nutt in his practice. And on the secretary, you will see a framed notice. It is a funeral notice. They were sent out as only a gout chair. The gout chair, Dr. Nutt was believed to have gout. This is the designers out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Probably it would be cherry or some type of very good wood. On the portraits to my left are Mrs. Howler Nutt. They're Carrie and Mary Ellen. You may look into the roped off room if you'd like. Most of them, it was a gift and it was given at the time when furniture can't be much more magnificent than some of the homes we have here.
That's true. This is a more, it looks like a home more than a museum.
Well, but this was actually for the family.
Maybe, I don't think they even color. They color.
They were to let light in, and probably it would have been an observatory zone there also. But that it was to have 6 stories. But this was as far as the house was ever completed, and it will never be completed now. Complete. Throughout the rooms, you will see buckets and some of the building materials that the workers did leave. In the room here to my left, you will see the piano, which the Steve piano was shipped from Germany in.
You can't lock this up very well, can you? No.
Through these rooms, you will see some of the supplies and plantation. They took them off. See, this was to be the summer quarters. The winter quarters were in Louisiana. And this was a gift to Dr. Nutt's wife. She had a love for longwood in her years that she was growing up. She had a friend that had lived in this vicinity, and they would come to longwood. So therefore, she had a great love for longwood, and her husband bought them.
Make 20 cents.
Yes.
Sort of a corridor where you came in, eh? You could sit there.
Right?
Yes?
I'm going after the car.
All right.
She did have a beautiful dining room table that she sold. Oh, I guess they don't put it.
So this is the mansion Lansdowne. Here we have the Louisiana Governor's Mansion. I have done the color balance on the mansion itself. We will sweep around to show the grounds, the lake, and the state capitol building. Okay, we are now at Huma's house in Burnside, Louisiana. I've done the white color balance against the house. Here we are at the top of the levee, Burnside. Looking at the front of Burnside from the top of the levee. I have done the color balance for this against the white cap. Here's Burnside once more on the entrance drive. Here we are in New Orleans. It's Saturday, April 9th, 1983. We're looking at St. Louis Cathedral from the north, back end of it. just balance the white against the church. And we'll zoom in the alley alongside the church.
So we have 3 cups, 3 balls, and 1 cup. This truly is the oldest spring in the world, folks. It's over 3,000 years old. And because it's so old, I'm going to teach you how to play it so you too can play nightclub in your own home. I'm going to give the cups names and numbers. This will be 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, and 1. If you're a Sesame Street fan like she is, I'm sure, A, B, C, D, B, A. No E or D cups, fellas. No, just 3 cups. Now a demonstration with the cups alone. Notice upon examining them, they were made out of very soft metal. Number 2 seems to pass right through number 1, and number 3 seems to go right through number 2. But in reality, of course, we all realize that the cups are soft. Moving right along. Oh yes, to you older folks, I do talk mighty fast, so if you take drugs, you better take it back.
Interesting to note the doorway on the 2nd floor.
St. James's Parade to see my baby dad. She was laid out on a long white table, so cold, so dead, so bad. Let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be. When the saints go marching in, when the sun refused to shine, when the sun refused to shine, I wanna be that number. When do
balance on that ship's bridge.
Tic-tac it down the stairs.
With the right balance against the wall. Did the color balance with the cap. Sie sind neue Leute.
That same boy. No, see that
No?
blonde boy with the blue shirt?
For 2 hours.
Oh my heavens. Lisa? Lisa? Turn Patrick around. Lisa? In the Frank
Does Lisa know the mannequin pig?
Yeah, I think she went there with me. Okay, well I'm just kind of... Here's St. Louis Cemetery, number 2, in New Orleans.
Those people on top there, yeah?
Of the first step. The Natchez is fully inspected by the United States Coast Guard and the American Bureau of Shipping. She undergoes 4 major inspections per year. The Natchez is licensed to carry 1,600 passengers. We also ask everyone, please do not sit on the handrails on all 3 decks in fear of falling back over into the river or into the steel deck. There are plenty of chairs and benches throughout the boat. We also caution everyone when entering and exiting the doorways. The raised door sills are a Coast Guard requirement on vessels. Please watch your step. And watch your step on the decks and the stairways. We'll be departing the Toulouse Street Wharf in the next few minutes. Again, I'd like to welcome everyone on board the steamer Natchez.
Hello.
Oh, clear, thank you. Going downriver on the left, we're passing Jackson Square, often referred to as one of the finest architectural settings in the world. The focal point is St. Louis Cathedral, completed and consecrated in 1792, making it the oldest in the United States. In 1793, the Catholic Diocese of Louisiana was separated and detached from the Diocese of Havana, Cuba, was made into a separate one here in the city of New Orleans, and this parish church was raised to the dignity of a full cathedral. To the right of the square, you can see the Spanish tile roofs and cupolas of the old French market. This was the location once used by the Choctaw Indians as a trading post. The President built a massive vegetable market, and on Saturdays and Sundays hosts one of the largest and busiest flea markets in the South. The Red Store building was recently rebuilt and was for many years an important landmark for rivermen and seagoing mariners. The Orleans has a colorful, unique background. It was founded by Bienville in 1718 as a French colony. Became a French crown colony in 1731. It was given to King Charles III of Spain, secretly by his cousin Louis XV in 1762, and it was under Spanish rule from 1766 to 1803, when it was transferred back to France. That same year, New Orleans was sold by France to the United States, $15 million in the famous Louisiana Purchase, which more than doubled the area of the United States and complete control over the entire western end of the Mississippi Valley.
Also wahrscheinlich nicht mehr als 50 Jahre alt. Ne?
Up ahead of us on our left, we're going around a point in the river. It's called Algiers Bend, an extremely sharp turn in the Mississippi as well as a deep one. The water around Algiers Bend measures 250 feet in depth. The United States. It's the third largest river in the world, following in size to the Nile and the Amazon River. The ship we're passing on the left along the Mandeville Street wharf sails under the flag of Greece. And the flag I'm pointing out on the ship flies at the stern at the back of the vessel. The smaller ship behind it is the Great Point. That vessel sails under the Panamanian flag, which also flies at the stern of the ship.
Looks like a rust bucket to me.
Swim the city backwards from the other side.
wharves you see along the river are named after New Orleans streets. They're all covered so that in and outgoing cargo can be stored safely. Also running parallel to the tracks and the roads behind the wharves, so trains and trucks can load and unload the cargo as ships come into port. Lash barges and the conventional barges you view on the river is that they do not have to be unloaded. They're placed aboard a containerized cargo ship or lash vessel without ever having to unload their cargo. This eliminates the time and expense of transfer of cargo back and forth between ships and river barges. On the left, we're passing the Inter-Harbor Navigation Canal, or known as the Industrial Canal. This is a lake between the Mississippi River and Lake Pontchartrain. The lake is a saltwater lake registered at sea level. The locks that you'll see in the canal compensate the variations in depth between the Mississippi River and the lake, thus being able to lower the vessels from the higher elevation of the river to the lower elevation of the lake. It's also possible to follow this route going through the lake around the tip of Florida and clear up the east coast to New York City. Lake Pontchartrain has a size of 610 square miles and an average water depth of only 13 feet throughout the lake. Because of this, they were able to build extensive ones. Line up the river on both sides, about 1,200 miles to St. Louis, Missouri. The levees were put up to protect the city from severe weather conditions and hurricanes and flooding waters. The rocks used to construct the levee are waters from the river into Lake Pontchartrain and the levees, the Holy Cross Boys High School. You'll also view two steamboat houses on the left just over the levee. They were built in 1906 by a Captain Deluth, a riverboat pilot on the Mississippi River. And as you can see, they were built to resemble a pilot house or a real house aboard a paddle wheel steamboat. Both Frederick and Latidia Lights are registered in the United States under the Light Shipping Line. Their doctor awaiting repairs. Light Shipping Line is the largest shipping line in the United States with approximately 42 vessels in operation. In addition, the steamer Natchez is equipped with a bow thruster on the front of this vessel, helping to assist us in our turns, as well as arriving and departing from the Toulouse Street Wharf. On the left and over the levee, we're passing a group of brick buildings with white columns. They're called Jackson Barracks. They were built in 1816, named after General Andrew Jackson, who was the hero of the Battle of New Orleans and also our 7th president. These colonial buildings were constructed with comfort in mind. 1/3 each of the homes contains a large sleeping porch used to house soldiers during the Civil War and on hot, humid summer nights. The Adjutant General's building was located in the middle of the complex, the supply depot on the left and the commissary on the right, now being used by the Louisiana Army National Guard.
Well, 1816, that's right.
We're now leaving the city limits not open to the public, there's a family that live in the home. All of the buildings we're passing on the left house the American Sugar Refinery. This is the second largest sugar refinery in the world, the first in Brazil. It was built here on the banks of the river. Taxis travel back and forth in the general language, taking supplies up to the ships, or crew members from ship to shore. We do charge them for their services that are necessary. Many vessels will sit out in the general language for several days to several weeks at a time. Now, the ship we're passing behind the refinery contains raw brown sugar. Most of it is shipped here from Honduras and Puerto Rico. It's unloaded here, then processed and granulated into pure refined sugar, which might be loaded aboard ships in 50 and 100-pound sacks, or again in bulk commodities, in barge loads usually bound for Louisville, Kentucky. And that vessel sails under the flag of Santo Domingo.
Dad.
What? What? An idea, Liv. Glenn.
Yeah, get hold of them. Now what?
Lisa?
Coming up on the left and over the levee, we'll be passing a pig plantation home. It's called the Beauregard Plantation. January 1815. This is where the famous General Andrew Jackson teamed up with the equally famous Jean Lafitte to defeat the British General Packingham in the Battle of New Orleans. Now, the battle was fought needlessly due to lack of communication in those days. They received the message 2 weeks late that the war had already ended, and hundreds of lives were lost in the battle. To the left of the home is a... Looking to the far right of the open field are 15,000 headstones. Buried there, the soldiers who fought the wars of 1812, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Now, this is referred to as the Chalmette Battlefield. Downriver on the left is the Kaiser aluminum plant, and further downriver on the left behind
Oh, underneath there? Well,
color balance against the white of the bridge of the ship.
pilot and taking the ship downriver to Pilot Town, turn it over to a bar pilot who take it to the Gulf, and then eventually turn it over to its captain. The archanging pilot of the ship still has approximately another 106 or 7 miles more to go before we reach the Gulf, and then we'll sail to the flag of Singapore again on flag of Canadian. Ship we're passing on the right sails to the flag of Greece. Atop the ship flies the flag of the United States. You find the most often foreign ships coming into the port usually will fly the flag of the United States atop their ship. They do this as a courtesy to our country, and travel theirs do the same thing. The numbers you see marked alongside of the ship are the indication of how much water the vessel can draw. The graph of the ship, which is the measurement of the water line to the hull. And all the cargo hatches are drawn open atop the vessel again to dry out the holes inside of the ship in preparation of taking on spring. Next vessel we're passing on the right also sails to the flag of Singapore, and then to Ruby, also the flag of Singapore. New Orleans became the nation's #1 port in waterborne commerce, overtaking New York. According to the latest data prepared by the Army Corps of Engineers, that now places New Orleans as the #1 port in the United States, now the second largest port in the world. The largest port in the world is in Rotterdam, now followed by New Orleans and then New York. It's also according to the tonnage moving through this port on a yearly basis. There are over 1,000 ships coming through this port a month, with over 26 miles of walking accommodation. Ports can move as many as 80 ships at one time. Port activity is large. Those are empty petroleum barges being pushed by this sailboat heading downriver on the right toward the Seneca oil refinery below Chalmette. Series of square gray barges we're passing on the left are more loaded lash barges. They'll be loaded aboard the Stonewall Jackson, a last ship through into the port next week. For January 1st, 1980, the population of metropolitan New Orleans is computed at over 1 million, and New Orleans will host the 1984 World's Fair, Louisiana World Exposition, which will be held May through November in 1984. The upper portion buildings to the left of the cathedral. The upper portion buildings to the left of the cathedral, home of the city of New Orleans. Our mayor has an apartment there. The lower portion buildings to the right of the cathedral, home of the city of New Orleans. By the state of Louisiana, our governor has an apartment that he stays in when visiting. Those are two fireboats we're passing on the left, the Louis Bourgeois and the Deluge. two of New Orleans Mississippi River fire boats. You notice the brass.
I'm afraid your coat would blow away.
Crossing the river on the right is the Canal Street Ferry, which makes daily trips across the Mississippi every 15 to 20 minutes from the foot of Canal Street from the foot of Canal Street from the east bank of the river to Algiers on the west bank. It's also a state-run free passenger and vehicle ferry.
Yes.
It's called a pipeline suction dredge. Now, the dredges are utilized by the dock board to assure a 40-foot ship clearance along the wharves. The reason for all the pileup of mud is because of the lack of water current along the sides. The mud is first pumped into the main current of the river, then travels 50 to 100 yards downstream and resettles to the bottom again. It's a continual process on the river. The dredges are moved up and down along these wharves to assure this 40-foot ship clearance. Pumps all the mud itself, draining from 31 states and 2 Canadian provinces. Mississippi River flows over 350 feet, but all the mud and silt from the bottom of the river, some of the best topsoil in the world.
What did you hear about all the best oil in the world, Mike?
That's what they're pumping.
What are they doing with it, though?
The river on the right, the building to the right of the Hilton Hotel, is the International Trademark Building. It houses offices of shipping companies and sits at the foot of Canal Street, which is the widest street in the United States. Canal Street is 8 lanes wide and has buses going up the center. Mardi Gras parades go down Canal Street each year during our Mardi Gras season. Also has a revolving lounge atop the Mart, which has a great view at night of the Mississippi River or City New Orleans below. Also docked at the foot of Canal Street, we pass the President and the Cotton Blossom. The President is a former steam side wheeler. She's 60 years old, can carry as many as 2,000 passengers. And where you see the letterings on the side, President, that's where the former steam side wheelers on the vessel used to operate. It's now diesel powered. The Cotton Blossom's paddle propelled, but not by steam, also diesel powered, and makes daily trips upriver to Audubon Park Zoo, departing the foot of... Registered in Monrovia, the capital city. Liberia is a small country on the northwest coast of Africa. It was colonized by the United States with intentions of using it as a haven for freed slaves sent back to Africa. The colonization took place during the administration of James Monroe, and the capital city was named the
daar een beetje näher gehen, om het te filmen?
Is it on? Isn't it on?
Okay, now it's on. So here we have the garden district. It's all right.
Daddy. Say hi to Daddy. Over there. Say hi, Casey.
Patrick. Patrick, show me your red face. Show me your red face. Huh?
The waters continue to rise. A portion of the I-10, normally a concrete strip through green countryside, is today a neatly defined river. The River Gardens subdivision off Military Road in Slidell is under 12 to 15 feet of water tonight, but many of the people who live there say they'll stay on, dry out whatever they can save, and try again. Generally today, attitudes of people who live in the flood-stricken areas have ranged from anguish to anger. Our News Center 6 crews have staffed this story on the North Shore all day and all night as we have from the beginning. Standing by live now in Slidell is Charles Zewee with the latest information. Charlie?
Bob, hydrologists here in Slidell have finally come up with some estimates as to exactly how much water is flowing in the Pearl River past Slidell at this moment, and the number is incredible. They estimate that 261,000 cubic feet of water per second is flowing in the Pearl at Slidell. That's an estimate, we'll remind you, but if that's accurate, it's the equivalent to the Mississippi River at low water. At the Weather Service office tonight, forecasters said that the flood crest was passing through neighborhoods along the West Pearl and east of Military Road in Slidell.
The crest is passing through this area, but people should understand that the crest will continue for some time. We will see high water levels probably for 6, 8, maybe 10 hours before we see any kind of fall in the river. We'll see minor fluctuations in the river levels just due to the characteristics of the water.
Benefits, weekly benefits for people that are put out of work as a result of this. And then, of course, there'd be agricultural aid for farmers.
Governor Treen toured the Slidell area by helicopter.
In terms of the public facilities that have been damaged, bridges and roads, we're really not going to know the extent of that damage until the water's receded and we can examine the road beds. Of course, we know we've lost some bridges. Now, in terms of private loss, a lot of people are covered by flood insurance. I've estimated the loss somewhere between 100 million, 200 million.
How you, ma'am?
Karen Lee.
Karen, you got any water in your house?
No, sir, we didn't. We came close, though.
It's still rising a little?
At nightfall, residents of the Magnolia Forest subdivision were surprised to find the governor on their doorstep.
We have prayed this thing through.
Well, do you have any idea whether is it still rising in your opinion, or is it coming down?
It seems to be going down, receding. About 1/8 of an inch in the last several hours.
And you're able to live in the home, stay there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's remarkable. Can I look around a little bit here and
help
see
yourself? Just don't knock over the levee, sir.
But you don't.
The DeFatas told Governor Treen that they dropped their flood insurance policy a couple of years ago, thinking they would not need it. They said they plan to resume the policy. Treen said a federal disaster team will visit the Slidell area Monday to assess damages. Sally Ann Roberts, Channel 4 Eyewitness News in Slidell.
Well, for days, residents of St. Tammany Parish have been waiting for the worst to arrive. Tonight, it appears that they have reached that point. Dennis Walter has the latest information now on this live report from Slidell. Dennis?
Bill, the flooding has reached its crest in this Slidell area. Above here at Pearl River, it was 20.7 earlier this evening. That was a drop of almost 1 foot from earlier in the day. And now they feel the worst has come. The water is holding steady. In some places they feel it's falling. And so they feel that the worst is at least arrived. It'll be here for a while longer, but at least they know what the worst is, and it's not going to get any worse than this, at least for the moment.
Dennis, how long will the flooding last?
Well, earlier they were saying it would last 1 to 2 days. Now the word is that the Pearl will stay at about 20 feet for a day or two, and then fall to about 18 feet for as much as 5 days. That means that there will still be a lot of high water here, a lot of flooding in some of the subdivisions and in some of the people's homes around here.
Now, what about the residents in these flooded areas? What are they doing tonight?
Tonight, most of them are out of those subdivisions. In most cases, the water is up high enough where it would have been very inconvenient, almost impossible to stay there.